Hey gang, Troy Dean here from The Music Nerd, and I just wanted to make a video to update the, 5 people that watch these videos, what's been happening here. I haven't made a video for a while. I think the last one I made was the cover of the Reckless song by Australian Crawl. And the truth is, I've been very busy in my business, so I haven't had a lot of time, lots going on in life, and haven't had much time to update the channel. And also, full transparency, I've been procrastinating because I'm a perfectionist, and I thought, well, if I can't make a perfect video, I'm not going to make one. And I've come to the realization that that's a crazy idea, because I'll never make one again, and the channel will die, and I don't want that to happen. I want to keep making videos. And another thing that's happened that's really motivated me to get back into The Music Nerd and make videos is that my son has kind of started taking a bit of an interest. He's almost 8, and he started taking a bit of an interest in the band that I used to play in my early 20s, a band called Framing Watson. And he kept asking me, Dad, why can't we listen to Framing Watson on Spotify? It's like, well, that's a good question, because I haven't got around to uploading it. So I kind of went down this rabbit hole. I use Lander.com for my online mastering. It's a great suite of tools, Lander. And they're essentially an AI music company that have this AI mastering plugin and a whole suite of tools to help you with music production and music distribution. And part of what they do is they're a distributor for Spotify, Tidal, Amazon Music, Apple Music, all the major platforms. So I decided to grab what I could, and had to go down a whole rabbit hole of this is the first CD that Framing Watson put out. It's an EP called Kapow. Terrible artwork that I actually did in a program called Corel Draw back in, I don't know what it was, 1996 or whatever. This came out in 97. And I had it on CD, but I only had MP3s in my computer, right, on my SoundCloud account. I was like, well, I don't want to upload an MP3 to Spotify. So how do I get the original recording of this into the computer? So I had to go and buy a CD drive, excuse me, which, luckily, fortunately, now you can buy a CD drive like this for about $80 from Officeworks, plug it into the computer, and you can rip these CDs into the computer, right? Who would have thought? I mean, I was doing this 30 years ago. It's just that these don't come with a computer anymore. You've got to buy them separately. So I've done that. I've got Kapow, our next single that we put out. And again, I'm really sorry about this. I know there's only 7 people in the world that give a shit about this, but I'm making this video for you. 8, including my son, Oscar. This is a single called Dream in Colour, which we put out, which actually got some airplay on Triple M in Adelaide. The first song off this, which is called Phenomenal Shit, which Oscar loves singing, by the way, because he gets to say the shit word, that got nominated for the Triple J Hottest 100 in 1997. Didn't quite make it, but we got nominated. That was fun. Then that got played on Triple M in Adelaide. Then we made these 4 songs with Peter Farnan from Boom Crash Opera, who was our producer. We made these 4 songs in his studio. His studio was called The Bunghole. This is called The Bunghole Sessions. 4 little songs there that we did nothing with, but then we found, we didn't release them at all, but then we found a producer who was working with Taxi Ride at the time, who were, they had an album all over the radio, and they were doing touring and making film clips and going to the States and doing amazing things. And so we thought we'd get into the studio with Adrian Hannon, and we would basically re-record these songs onto, and update them, right? And try and get a record deal, right? And, oh God, it's actually, quite pathetic now when you think about it. Anyway, so we recorded 3 of the same songs from the Bunghole, right? These CDs have been in storage for 100 years and they're all beaten up. I didn't even have this CD. I did not have digital versions of these songs that we re-recorded with Adrian Hannon. We re-recorded 3 of them. We ditched Games, which I'll come back to in a moment, and we recorded a new song called Nothing to Lose. My brother has had this CD for the last 25 years. I didn't even have it. So I didn't have the original recordings, the high resolution WAV files. I didn't have them. I only had MP3s of this session. My brother found this and he sent it over to me today. It arrived today. I have today managed to master these songs because these are demo CDs, right? They were never mastered properly. These other 2 CDs that we put out were mastered up in Sydney by Steve Smart at 301 Mastering Studios in Sydney. They sound great. The loudness is great. They sound like they belong on the radio. These were pretty quiet because they were unmastered. So I've mastered these. They're on Spotify now. I've just mastered the secret sound sessions that we did with Adrian Hannon, and I'm going to put these on Spotify, but I'm going to do it one at a time. Because, and I'm on the Music Nerd channel here, I'm not on the Framing Watson channel. We've started a Framing Watson YouTube channel and a Facebook page. Again, for the 8 people that care, thank you very much, I appreciate you. Hi, Mum. And we're going to release these one at a time because everything I've learned about Spotify is that Spotify wants you to release a song every month to keep the momentum, right? Because they like fresh content. And so the Music Nerd channel here is really, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to peel the curtain back and show you behind the scenes of taking these recordings, mastering them, and getting them up on a Spotify. I'm going to walk you through the whole process on how to do it, right? Just because I'm a nerd. And, you know, someone might find it interesting. And I don't care about the production quality of these videos anymore. Like, I'm not, you know, I'm not going to spend hours editing these videos because it's just time prohibitive. I just can't do it. I'm going to make videos like this. I'm going to cough and splutter and say, I'm not going to edit them. I'm just going to put them up on YouTube. And if you like them, you like them. If you don't, whatever. I don't care. Now, the other thing I want to mention is games on this CD that we did with Peter Farnan. The recording is these recordings are demos. There's no live drummer. We were actually in between drummers when we did this demo. So the drums are all programmed on the bunghole sessions. I'll put links to all this stuff on Spotify down below. The drums are programmed. To me, they sound like programmed drums. The vocal recording on games is pretty bad. And I was a smoker back in these days. I was smoking a pack of cigarettes a day, right? Whew. Managed to get that shit out of my life. About 6 or 7 years after these about 3 years after these recordings, I managed to get cigarettes out of my life, which was great. So my plan, even though I've put all this onto Spotify, my plan is to re-record games and re-release it as Games 2025. Now, here's what I think is really interesting, and as a 51-year-old male living in Australia, what is becoming more and more important to me as I get older is the meaning of my old friendships. And what has been a really beautiful experience for me is during the process of doing all of this and getting these songs onto Spotify and, you know, driving Oscar to school last week and searching Spotify in the car for Framing Watson and seeing this little fella come up. This is our mascot, by the way, called Uncle Gus. And seeing Uncle Gus' artwork come up in the car on Spotify was an incredible moment. And Oscar and my daughter Goldie are now just obsessed. They want to listen to this stuff in the car all the time. And I promise you, I'm not pushing it on them. They're loving it and they're singing along. They know the words, they know the melodies. It's a beautiful experience. But also what's happened is I've reconnected with all of the old band members in Framing Watson. So Mitch and Scott live in Adelaide. So does Billy, our old drummer. He was on these first 2 recordings, Kapow and Dream in Colour. I've reconnected with him. Obviously Evan, the guitar player, he and I have been great mates and we've stayed in touch over the years. But we've reconnected. We're in a WhatsApp group and we're all talking about, you know, the good old days. And I can announce that we're all very interested in making new music together. And so the first thing we're going to do, and again, this is the Music Nerd YouTube channel, so I'm going to use this channel to show you behind the scenes about the music production and probably the promotion and anything that goes on behind the scenes. And I'm going to use Framing Watson as the artist, the band, as my kind of test case, really, so on the Framing Watson channels, what you'll see is you'll see the songs, you might see photos, you might see videos of us playing the new songs, playing the old songs, whatever. I'm not really sure yet. But on this channel, the Music Nerd channel, you're going to see me making videos about the process of writing music, making music, recording, mixing, mastering, all that kind of stuff, right? So I'm very inspired to make more videos again for the Music Nerd channel because I have a project that I'm working on, right? And I also don't care about the production values of these videos anymore. A lot of these videos are just going to be me looking at the camera talking, no fancy editing. It is what it is, right? But I'm going to peel the curtain back. There is one guy I want to give a shout out to who has really inspired me to make more videos and to not really be too fussed about the production values. And I probably can't find him now because obviously I'm, making a video. It's going to take 100 years for YouTube to do anything. Trev Barnes. Okay. Trev Barnes. If you're watching this, dude, you're a massive inspiration. I'm going to actually put a link to Trev's YouTube channel below. Go and check out what this guy's doing. It's incredible. He is just open sourcing his life as a music producer, and he's really been the one that's inspired me to get off Mars and make more videos. He's got a channel which is, basically all about just the love of creating. He's also the reason I'm wearing this new little microphone, which is a wireless microphone, which allows me to plug this into my computer, my phone, a camera, and just record stuff really quickly without having to, plug mics in. So huge shout out to Trev Barnes. You're a big inspiration, mate. Thank you very much. And I'm going to put all the links to the stuff I've spoken about under here. Go check out Framing Watson on Spotify. Go and follow us on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. That's where we are. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Spotify. And we're also on Tidal, Apple Music, Amazon Music, all those major platforms. Search for Framing Watson, you'll be able to find us. And subscribe to the Music Nerd channel, because then you'll get updated on these behind the scenes videos that I'm going to make as I reveal the process of recording new music and mastering old music and launching music onto Spotify. And I'll show you what happens. I don't expect to, there is no business model here. There is no money to be made here out of the music. I'm not doing this for any other reason other than I'm 51 and I have reconnected with some old friends who were a huge part of my life when I was younger. Music is the oxygen in my blood that just keeps me alive. I love music so much, and I just love creating music. So I don't give a shit if we have 100 followers on Spotify or 1 million followers. I just don't care. I'm doing this for the pure love of creating and collaborating with my friends and creating something. So I hope you're along for the ride. I hope you enjoy this, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. I'm Troy Dean. Let's get to work.